My name is Germán Valdez. This is my career journey for SLS 1501. I'm a professor as Jesus Arias. The profession that I chose was being a computer hardware engineer. Why? Because I find computer hardware interesting. I like taking apart and rebuilding computers and seeing what happens if I miss a piece or two. I also like just seeing how the system works as a whole. Also, being a hardware engineer, it would allow me to do more hands-on projects with these systems, which in turn, which I believe is vital to understanding the machine. And as a plus, it would help me achieve a life goal of being a part of the evolution of technology. As I would like to contribute, even by the smallest piece, the smallest contribution, something to add on to the advances of technology. As for the work environment, it will consist of teamwork-based projects, as I will have to work with other engineers, such as software engineers, mechanical engineers, and or electrical engineers, just to name a few, on maybe one, two projects, three projects, various projects. The main work of a computer hardware engineer is to research, design, and test new hardware. This is why many hardware engineers work in a lab, but some works can be done at home or in an office for some issues like small software or small hardware issues. The job outlook for a hardware engineer is actually in low demand, as software engineers are in high demand right now in the industry. But this is because there is a high demand for software to be more secure and more efficient and faster. But hardware engineering is expected to rise in order for the hardware to keep up and be compatible with the new softwares being released. Current advancements are more software based, but the more that software will advance, it will eventually get to a point where hardware will need to catch up. So it needs to catch up and be compatible as new advancements for software are being released, so you're not left behind with old hardware. The technology needed for this profession is composed of circuits for signaling, 3D designers for designing the hardware, software for providing the code to the hardware or to set a criteria to meet when making the hardware, and possibly maybe computers for the research and testing of the new designs. The changes in the technology used will be changes in software as software becomes more efficient. That in turn would have an effect on the hardware as hardware would need to change and adapt to the new software. There will also be changes in the energy consumption in the hardware and other computing systems. And the advancement of computers will help continue and advance the research for better hardware and software in the industry. My major can help me as I'm majoring in computer engineering. My major provides me with a background on circuit systems, software knowledge and understanding, computer applications in the industry, and it will allow me to explore various things that I can do with a degree in computer engineering in the industry, ranging from nanotech to cybersecurity. So what did I learn about computer hardware engineers that I did not know? I learned that computer hardware engineers are not as popular as I thought it would be. Right now the popularity is going to the software engineers, but this is because of the high demand for software to be more efficient and more secure. I also learned that it is similar to electrical engineering, but with a bigger focus on computer science, and that it is a heavy research-based profession, but it is not limited to research only. Lastly, I can get experience from clubs at FIU, like the Association of Computing Machinery, to get a better background on software and software applications. I can also join the tech club to allow me to connect with retired people of the community and possibly make connections within the industry. There are also internships for companies like Lenovo, Samsung, Microsoft, and Google, to name a few, but there are also companies that are not so large in the industry also offering internships, as any experience would help better the understanding of computing systems and help me make even more connections within the hardware engineering field. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for your time.